Welcome to day 3 of my 30-day water fast. I'm Dave, and this is Dave Does Life. So today, I'm not feeling too bad. Day 3. I definitely had some insomnia last night. Basically, any kind of night sweats, leg sweats, that's all gone. I've got my notes here. I forgot to give you my stats yesterday. So when I started this, I started out at 190.2 pounds. And today I am 186.6. So I've lost 3.5 pounds in 2 days. This is just the start of day 3. I started with a whopping 28.7% body fat. And in 2 days, I'm down to 28.1. Now, to lose 3.5 pounds in 2 days, that sounds like a lot, but it's been my experience. That's water weight. I don't really count weight loss or anything like that until it's after 5 pounds lost, simply because when the fast is over and I start to refeed, that 5 pounds instantly comes back in water weight. So the first 5 pounds in my mind doesn't really count. But that's where we are. So checking my notes here, my opening blood pressure was high. It was 146/87 with a 91 beat per minute heart rate, resting heart rate. And today, this morning, when I checked it, it was 123/81 with an 80 beat per minute resting heart rate. So it doesn't take long to come down. So it will probably stay right around that 120/80 for the remainder of the fast and beyond. It's just now the goal is to try and get that resting heart rate down to something reasonable. As far as symptoms go, yesterday morning, I could feel a bout of gout coming on. And the reason for that, this happens all the time with me. When I start fasting, day 2, day 3, the kidneys will just flush out whatever they're holding in uric acid. It happens every single time. It's like clockwork. So I was ready for it. I woke up in the night, and I dealt with it. There are a number of home remedies that you can use. I happen to have a prescription that I can, if I take one, it will within hours go away and it won't come back. So one other thing before we get into the meat of this episode is today's day 3, and I'm going to post a chart here that shows that it is today, always for me, the 3rd day of starting a fast is when autophagy absolutely peaks. This is where your body is basically eating itself. It goes after dead cells, damaged cells, diseased cells, and it's day 3 where it peaks. Now, it takes to day 5 to drop, but it never drops to 0 while you're fasting. It will drop and then just keep on going. So the way I look at it is like, I've got a friend who said, well, after it drops, what's the point in keeping going if you're in it for the health and the autophagy? And it's the way I look at it is, say you've got a big pile of gravel in your driveway and you start shoveling it, and you're shoveling it, and you're into 3 hours of shoveling, and you're excited, and you're just shoveling for 3 hours, and then 4 hours, 5 hours comes, and you're starting to drop. Do you walk away and leave the rest of the pile there? No, of course not. Maybe you're not at peak shovel, but you just keep on going And then 30 hours, in other words, 30 days, 30 hours later, the pile's gone. So even though autophagy drops after day 3 down to day 5, then it levels out and keeps on going. So that's the way I look at it. Getting into today's subject matter is the reasons for fasting. There are, I believe there's 4 that I can think of, but there's 3 main reasons for fasting. It's people fast for health reasons, people fast for weight loss reasons, and some people fast for religious or spiritual reasons. Now, none of those 3, I guess the 4th one would be to break bad habits. So, of all of those reasons, whichever one you pick as your main reason, you are going to get the benefits of the other reasons. You will get some, maybe not spiritual awakening, but you will get some clarity. You will lose weight. Your health will improve. And if you do it long enough, you will break bad habits. The difference between making a fasting goal or a reason for fasting, in my mind, is you can augment it. So, for instance, the reason I'm doing this is for health reasons. That's the main reason. Pardon me, it's a little chilly out here. So, with my fasting, I will be exercising. Nothing crazy, not lifting weights in the gym or anything like that. But, an hour a day on the elliptical, stressing the body a little bit, doing some stretching, things like that, body weight exercises. So if your goal is health, yeah, that's what you do, or that's what I do. If your goal is spirituality or religious reasons, a lot of people will couple in meditation, prayer, that kind of thing, and that's their focus for their fast. Weight loss is very similar to the health reasons. I guess the difference there is more focus on the weigh scale and that kind of thing. And then the breaking bad habits, that just kind of comes along with fasting, longer fasts. I don't, I, with me personally, it's not really super effective for just like a 3 or 4 day fast or something like that. By the way, going back to the topic of autophagy, that autophagy peak at 3 days and the drop at 5 days is one reason I don't do 1 day, 24-hour fasts or water fasts, or 2 or even 3 day water fasts, because I'm not going to get the absolute kick butt benefit out of autophagy. So when I do fast, it's like 7 days, 7 to 10 days, things like that. Of course, this one's a 30-day fast. So those are the real reasons I think that people choose to fast. I have always chosen to fast for health reasons. And it's worked out extremely well for me. I guess my triggers for going off a healthy lifestyle and a healthy diet and whatever. Actually, I shouldn't say that. My diet's pretty good. As you can see, probably behind me, we live on a small farm and we grow pretty much all of our own food here. Free range pigs and chickens. We've got hens over there with eggs. And so we eat pretty good here. It's just, I tend to end up back in bad habits of sitting in front of the computer for too long. And again, the daily alcohol and things like that. So, the longer fasts benefit me more. So yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. We're up to 3 degrees where this is our January thaw. And oh, speaking of January, that's one last thing I wanted to address. It is advisable. It really is advisable to fast in the summertime. You will get cold. It's just with our lifestyle, I am a ridiculous foodie. I cook all the time. I'm not that big on eating, but I love to cook. So I have behind the camera here is an outdoor kitchen, and I just cook all the time. So fasting in the summertime doesn't really work out for me, and I'm so used to this now that you know, put a sweater on. So anyways, with that being said, that's where I am today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Ah, 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 ah. Dave does live.